Hello everyone, this is Heading Tian. In this video, let's learn 3.1 quadratic functions. In chapter 2, we have learned the quadratic function is f of x equals x squared. And the graph is a parabola open upward, and this is a vertex. That means the lowest point of the function. Now, let's learn the graph of the quadratic function. We call the parabola. A parabola has a vertex, line of symmetry, and the x-intercepts. So look at the graph. This is a parabola. It has vertex. Vertex of the graph is the highest or lowest point on the graph. So this point is the lowest point of the parabola. Maximum and minimum value of the parabola is the highest or lowest point, right, respectively. So in this graph, the vertex y's value is the minimum of the parabola because this is the lowest point. So if later I'm having a parabola is open downward, then this vertex, the y's value, is the highest point. That means that's the maximum value of this parabola. Axis of symmetry. So look at this vertical line, the orange or vertical line. We call it axis of symmetry. Sometimes we say AOS. So you see the graph is symmetrical along this AOS. So it's like a mirror, and the left side and right side, they are the same. X-intercept, we have learned that x-intercept must be on the x-axis. So these 2 points, look at these 2 points, they are the x-intercepts. And also we call it zeros, solutions, or roots. What's the meaning of zeros? Zeros means the function's value is 0. Function each equal to 0, f of x equal to 0, y's value is 0. Y's value is 0, that means stay on the x-axis, never go up or down. So x-intercepts, zeros, or with the solutions or the roots, they all means x-intercepts. That means looking for the value of the x value of the x-intercept. We say this is x sub 1, this is x sub 2. These two values, they are x-intercepts, zeros, solutions, or roots of the function. Y-intercept, this is a y-intercept because that's the intercept along the graph and the y-axis. Let's see, using the given graph, find each of the following. Find vertex, AOS, x-intercepts, y-intercept, maximum value or minimum value, range. Okay, look at the graph. The first graph. Let's see the vertex. Vertex in this graph is the highest point here. The vertex is a point. That's 2, 4. AOS is a vertical line that goes through the vertex. So if we have a vertical line, it only has x value. So x pass through the vertex line, that is 2, x equals 2. X-intercept is 2 points on the x-axis. They are 0, 0. And another point is 4, 0. Or you can list them in the set is 0, 4. Y-intercept is on the y-axis. So that's the point 0, 0. You can also list it in the set, that's 0. Maximum or minimum, this one has the vertex is the highest point. That means maximum. And the range means all y's value. From the graph, we see y's value, the lowest point on the graph, we must put negative infinity, and the highest point is 4. 4 is included on the graph, so the y's value 4 should be brackets here because it's included in the range. So let's see next example. Next example, number 2, vertex. Vertex is the lowest point here. Then the point's value is -1, 0. AOS is the vertical line goes through this vertex. So it has the same x value, x equals -1. AOS is always x equals something. This one is x equals -1. X-intercept, we only have one x-intercept. Is a vertex point. X-intercept is -1, 0, or -1. X-intercept, oh sorry, y-intercept. We must find a point on the y-axis. It's a point here. Y-intercept is 0, 1, or 1. Maximum or minimum. This one has the minimum because this point is the lowest point, the vertex. So we have minimum, and the range. The range is from the lowest point to the highest point. So lowest value, y's value is 0. It's from 0 to infinity. 0 should be included in the range interval. Let's see next one. Next one, find the vertex. This one is open upward. So the vertex is the lowest point. The point is -2, 1. AOS, that's the x vertical line pass through the vertex. X equals -2. X-intercept. Is there any x-intercept? No, because if you see the x-axis, there's no intercepts, so no x-intercepts. Y-intercepts on the y-axis, yes, we have one. The y-intercept, the value should be 5, oh sorry, 0, 5. 0, 5, or 5. Let's see, maximum and minimum. It has the minimum because open upward has the lowest point. The range is from the lowest point, y's value is 1 to positive infinity. Let's see next one, standard form of quadratic function. At the beginning of the class, we mentioned about f of x equals x squared, and the graph is a parabola. Let's see, x, y is a graph like this. If now I do some transformation based on this one, we have learned the transformation in chapter 2. So let's see this. If I have f of x, g of x, change the name of this function, a new function, g of x equals, inside of the parentheses, we have x minus h. So x minus h, that means move all the graph to the h unit, to the right h unit. So I can move the vertex to the right h unit. For example, this is h, so the vertex is here. Now the new graph, if I use the dashes, I'm having the graph like this. And then let's do some other transformation. Then multiply by 8, that means all y's value multiplied by 8. I stretch it vertically. And now I add a k unit, means I move all the points up k unit. So the point must be up k unit. So the new point is here. So the final graph should be like this. And the new vertex, So new vertex here is h comma k, because first we minus h means move to the right h unit, and plus k means move up k unit. Now what is the new vertex? The new vertex is hk. Remember that here is minus, here is plus, then the new vertex is hk. And now if the A is positive, we are doing open upward. If the A is negative, we are open downwards. So here, these are, the A is greater than 0. If we have the A is less than 0, we're having the graph. So we got the same point. This point is HK, but it's open downwards. So we are having a new function like this. Okay, let's come back to the quadratic function standard form. We call this standard form if we have f of x equals a times x minus h squared, all x plus x minus h, these two squared plus k. That means based on the f of x equals x squared, we did some transformations, move the every point to the right h unit, up k unit, and a is greater than 0 is open upward. If the a is less than 0 is open downward. Okay, let's see the examples. Number 9, if we have f of x equals 2 times x minus 3 squared plus 1. So vertex, vertex, here is minus 3, here is plus 1. The vertex means 3 comma 1, because look at the formula here. The vertex is h comma k. Now we minus 3, that minus h, plus 1 means plus k. How about AOS, axis of symmetry? We have learned that this one, this one is open upward, so AOS must be x equals 3, equals the x value of the vertex. It has maximum or minimum. It's open upward, that means we have minimum. Range means from the lowest point to the highest point. Lowest point is the y value of the vertex. It's from 1 to plus infinity. Let's see next one. F of x equals negative 2 times x plus 1 squared plus 5. Vertex, we have learned that if we have inside x minus h, outside plus k, the h comma k is the vertex. But now we have plus 1. We have learned in the transformation part, plus 1 means move to the left 1 unit. Now the new vertex is negative 1 comma positive 5, because if here is plus, the vertex must be minus. And for example, if I have x plus 60 squared plus 5, then the new vertex is negative 60 comma 5. So this is the example. Let me erase this, don't confuse you. AOS, axis of symmetry, x equals negative 1. Maximum or minimum, look at the A. If the A, here is the A. If the A is greater than 0, open upward, that's the minimum. If it's negative, that means open downwards. If the graph is open downwards, it has the maximum. So we circle maximum, or you can write maximum. Okay, let's see what is the range. So since the graph has the maximum, then the range is from negative infinity to this highest point. The y's value is 5. Okay, how to find the vertex of problem whose equation in general form. In previous one, we say the f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. That's the standard form. Now we have the general form, ax squared plus bx plus c. If we have this form, the problem equation in general form, we can find the x value of the vertex by following expression. So we can find the x value of the vertex, x equals negative b over 2a. This is the vertex value of the x, y. If we know the x, we can plug it in the function, then find what is the y part. We put this here, and we put the x value here. That's the vertex. So remember this. Let's see number 13. This is the standard, this is the general form. What is the A, B, C? So A is 2, B is negative 8, C is 3. You can list the A, B, C here. A is 2, B is negative 8, C is 3. This is a general form. So the vertex x equals negative b over 2a. And plug in all the ab's value. B is negative 8. 2a is 2 times 2. Negative, negative, positive. So positive 8 over 4. That is 2. Now we know the x value is 2. What is f of 2? The input now is 2. That means x value is 2. What is the y's value? 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 3. 2 times 4 minus 16 plus 3. What is this? 8 minus 16 plus 3. That's negative 8 plus 3. That's negative 5. Y's value is negative 5. X value is 2. The vertex is 2, negative 5. Then, and what is the AOS? Axis of symmetry. X equals 2. And the maximum or minimum, it all depends on the A. The standard form and general form, they share the same A. That means if the A is positive, the graph is open upward, then it has a minimum. We can circle the minimum. And the range is starting from the lowest point y's value, which is negative 5, to the highest point, that's the positive infinity. Okay, let's see next one. Let's identify what is the ABC. A is negative 1, B is negative 2, C is 8. Then the vertex x value equals negative b over 2a. Negative. B is negative 2 over 2a. 2 times negative 1. We have a lot of negative sign here, so do not make any mistake here. Negative, negative, positive. And then bottom one also have a negative, so negative. 2 over 2, that's 1. What is f of negative 1? Find the y's value of the vertex. Negative 1 squared minus 2 times x is negative 1 plus 8. Negative 1 squared, that's positive 1. Minus negative, that's plus 2, plus 8. Then we have 9. So the vertex is negative 1, 9. AOS, x equals negative 1 equals x value of the vertex. Maximum or minimum, look at the A. The A is negative 1 because we have negative sign here. That means the graph is open downwards. Open downwards, this point vertex is the maximum. We can circle the maximum. You can write the maximum. And the range is the y's value starting from -infinity to the highest point, 9. Okay, let's see. Graphing quadratic function with equations in standard form. Okay, this is a standard form. So from the standard form, we can decide what is the vertex, and also by the A, we can decide it's open upwards and downwards. Let's read the steps. Determine whether the parabola open upwards or downwards. Depends on the A. A is positive, is greater than 0, so open upward. If the A is less than 0, negative, is open downwards. Second, determine the vertex of the problem. The vertex is h, k. Number 3, find x-intercept by solving f of x equal to 0. That means find the x value of the x-intercept. And number 4, find the y-intercept by computing f of 0, the x equal to 0. That's the y-intercept. Number 5, plot the intercepts, the vertex, and the additional points as necessary. If I have more points, we can graph the function more accurately. Okay, let's see. Then let's graph the function. The given function is f of x equals x minus 3 squared minus 1. Now let's decide what is the vertex. Vertex, do you still remember the form is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k? Now what is h, what is k? Let me erase this. So h is 3 because it's minus. And how about the k? K, in the formula we have plus k. Now it's minus 1. That means k is -1. So the vertex is 3, -1. And what is the a in front of the expression here? +1. If it's +1, is positive number greater than 0, open upward. So this is the vertex is the minimum. Okay, AOS is a vertical line goes through the vertex. So AOS equals 3. X-intercept. X-intercept means all the y's value equal to 0. So all the function equal to 0. That means x minus 3 squared minus 1 equals 0. Solve for the x. We can add 1 both sides. X minus 3 squared equals +1. We need to square root both sides. We can solve for the x. When we square root the variable, we must have positive or negative solution. We cannot only have positive solution. So let's square root both sides. So square root squared canceled. X minus 3 equals positive or -1, because we know that square root of 1 is 1, because square root of 1 equals square root of 1 squared. Square root squared cancel, that is 1. Then we have two equations. X minus 3 equals +1. X minus 3 equals -1. Solve these two equations. We can add 3 both sides. X equals 4. And another one, add 3 here, add 3 here. X equals +2. Then we have two x-intercept. They are 4, 0, and 2, 0, or you list them in the set notation. You say 2, 4, or 4, 2. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's see y-intercept. Y-intercept means x equal to 0. So let me put some notes here. This is x-intercept. And then let's find the y-intercept. Y-intercept is looking for f of 0. X value is 0. 0 minus 3 squared minus 1. So inside the parentheses, we have negative 3 squared. Negative 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. So the y-intercept is 0, 8. Let's see, what is the range? We have learned that at the beginning, the point of the vertex is the minimum. That means the range is starting from the minimum point. That's -1 to positive infinity. Let's put all the information on the xy plane. So first, find vertex is 3, -1. The point 3, -1 is here, vertex. It has minimum open upward. AOS is x equals 3. So I can put a vertical dash line here that represent the AOS. X-intercept 4, 0, 2, 0. Okay, let's find 4, 0, 2, 0. This is 4, 0. This is 2, 0. Y-intercept 0, 8. So let's see, what is 0, 8? Should be here. Now we have a lot of points. I think that's good enough to find the parabola. So the parabola should be like this. I try just one more time. Okay, assume this is a smooth curve and connect all of the points. Okay, let's move on to see next example. Y equals x plus 2 squared plus 4. So what is the vertex? Vertex is -2, positive 4. So memorize that ax plus minus h squared plus k. Here is h, here's the k. That's the vertex. Now plus, that means -2. And plus 4 means y vertex is 4. Okay, let's see what is the maximum and minimum. It all depends on the a. So if the a is positive, it's open upward, then this is the lowest point. That's the minimum. A is 1, that means open upward. AOS, x equals -2. It all depends on the x value here. X-intercept. X-intercept means all the y equal to 0. Let me make some notation here. X plus 2 squared plus 4 equal to 0. We are learning the real number system function. That means all the solution, all the point x, y, they must be real number. I cannot solve the imaginary number or the complex number. Let's solve for the x. Solving for the x, both sides -4. X plus 2 squared equals -4. So something squared can make a -4. That's not a real number. So we cannot find any x-intercept. You can say no x-intercept. But if you have enough time, you say, I want to solve for the x. Yes, for sure, you can. You can say square root both sides. I'm having positive negative square root of -4. Then we have square root squared canceled. X plus 2 equals positive negative square root of -4. And we know that -4, that's square root of 4 times -1. Then break down the two factors in the square root. Square root 4, square root of -1. I hope you still remember that. What is square root of 1? So square root of 4, that's 2. Square root of -1, that's I. That's the imaginary number I. Then the x subtract to both sides. X equals -2 plus or minus 2i. This is not a real number. You cannot find the point on the xy plane. So there's no x-intercept. Actually, if I were I will stop from this step or this step, because we can know that we have no real number solution. So you just stop here and tell, so let the question know there is no x-intercept. Let's see, what is the y-intercept? Y-intercept means we are looking for f of 0. So put the 0 in the function. 0 plus 2 squared plus 4. 0 plus 2, 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4, that's 8. So y-intercept is 0, 8. What is the range? Range is from the lowest point to the highest point. Since we know that this is the open upward, lowest point must be the vertex y's value. That's 4 to positive infinity. Let's put all the information on the graph. First, vertex is -2, 4. So -2, 4 is the point here. AOS is x equals -2. And then x-intercept, no x-intercepts. Y-intercept, 0, 8, 0, 8, 6, 7, 8. Yes, the point is here. So I have, if you think you need more, if you want more points, you can plug in more x value there. You can pick any x value. But we know that AOS means the graph is symmetric along the AOS. So if I have a point here, so look at the point here, then the point symmetric along the AOS is the point here. So we found the 3 points. Let's use smooth curve, line them up. It's open upward, and its parabola should be the shape like this. Okay, so in your homework, and most of them, they are the multiple choice, so you don't need to graph it. But if you see the graphing question, you must decide what shape you need to choose, and is open upward or downwards, and the vertex and the xy intercepts. Let's see next one. Okay, this one is interesting because we have negative a's value. That means open downwards. So I could make a graph like this, open downwards. And it doesn't matter the a is positive or negative. It will not affect the h and k's value. So don't worry if we have a negative a. Now look at in the parentheses, x minus h, and then outside plus k. So the vertex is h is 1. So 1. K is 9. The vertex is 1, 9. This is the vertex. It has the maximum because open downwards. AOS, x equals 1. X-intercept, let's find what is x-intercept. All the y's value equals 0. So negative x minus 1 squared plus 9 is 0. Solve for the x. So both sides I can subtract by 9. Negative x minus 1 squared equals -9. Then get rid of negative sign here. Divided by -1, both sides. X minus 1 squared equals positive 9. Because negative, negative, positive. Now square root both sides. Remember, square root variable, we have positive or negative solution. So square root both sides equals positive or negative square root of 9. Square root square canceled. X minus 1 equals positive or negative 3. Then add 1 both sides. X equals 1 plus or minus 3. So we have two solutions. X equals 1 plus 3. That is 4. And x equals 1 minus 3. That is -2. So x equals 4. X equals -2. So we have x-intercept is 0, 4. Sorry, why I'm doing this? So this is x-intercept. X is always goes first. So 4, 0, -2, 0. Y-intercept. That means f of 0. Evaluate the f of 0. Put the 0 in the function 0 minus 1 squared plus 9. Negative, so inside the parentheses, that's -1 squared. -1 squared is 1. So -1 plus 9, that's positive 8. Then the y-intercept is 0, 8. The range is from the lowest point. So look at the sketch we have here. Lowest point is -infinity because it's open downwards to the highest point. That is 9. So 9 part is brackets because 9 is included in the range. Let's plot all the information on the xy plane. Vertex is 1, 9, 1, 9 is here, and AOS is x equals 1. XY intercept, x-intercept 4, 0, -2, 0. 4, 0 is here, -2, 0 is here. Y-intercept 0, 8, 0, 8 here. Okay, so I think we have enough information. Then let's connect all the points. The curve should be smooth curve. Oh, to assume this is a smooth curve. Even my curve is not looks very pretty. Okay, all right. Assume this is a perfect problem. Okay, let's move on to graph another one. Oh, this one, you see what is, we cannot tell the H and K from this form. We call this form general form, right? How to find vertex from the general form? You remember that formula? X equals -b over 2a. Yes, we use this method to find the vertex. Okay, what is the A? A is 1. So we put A here. A is 1. B is -2. And C is -3. So this is B, this is C. Let's put all the ABC in the formula. Negative B is -2. And the bottom is 2 times 8, 2 times 1. So negative, positive. And 2 over 2, that's 1. So X value is 1. How about Y's value? F of 1 equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. So we have 1 minus 2 minus 3. What is that? It's -1 minus 3, -4. So vertex is 1, -4. And maximum or minimum. The graph of this general form, the A, if the A is greater than 0, is open upward. So this one open upward because A is 1. It has the minimum, a circle, the minimum. AOS, X equals 1. X-intercept means Y equal to 0. So f of X equals X squared minus 2x minus 3, all of these expression equal to 0. Then solve for the x. We have learned the AC method and AM method, solving for the quadratic equation. You can also use the quadratic the quadratic formula to solve for the x. Now, I think we can use AM method because leading coefficient is 1. Okay, let's try. The A, oh, why is moving? Let's use this color. So A means addition. Addition of two factors equals -2. Multiplication equals -3. So let's find two factors of -3. They must be 1 and 3. Addition can make a -2. So one of them must be negative. Which one is negative? So -3 must be negative. Then multiplication is -3, addition is -2. Now I can factor it. X plus 3, no, sorry, plus 1, x minus 3 equals 0. Then we have two equations. X plus 1 equal to 0, x minus 3 equals 0. Then solve for the x, -1 minus 1, x equals -1. Another equation, plus 3 plus 3, x equals 3. Okay, we have two intercepts. They are -1, 0, 3, 0. Let's find the y-intercept. Okay, this is the x-intercept. Let's find what is the y-intercept. So f of 0 equals what? F of 0 equals 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. First two terms, they are 0. So we have -3. Y-intercept is 0, -3. And what is the range? Range is from the lowest point to the highest point. Because this graph, A is 1, so open upward. Vertex is the lowest point. So the range from the lowest point, the y's value from here is -4. So -4 to positive infinity. Okay, let's graph them. Vertex is 1, -4. Okay, 1, -4 is the point here. And AOS, x equals 1. X-intercept, -1, 0. -1, 0 is here. 3, 0. Okay, 3, 0 is here. And then y-intercept, 0, -3. 0, -3 is a point here. Okay, we see a lot of information on the graph. So let's use smooth curve, connect all the points. All right, let's move on to see next one. Next one, number 31. This is also a general form. That's not a standard form. That means we need to find the vertex first. We can identify the ABC first. The A equals -4, B equals -1, C equals +5. Use the formula. Okay, be careful here. A is -4. What is the meaning? It's open downward. Okay, let's continue to use the formula find the vertex. X equals -b/2a. Negative, b is -1, so negative. Oh, I see. Here, you may make the same mistake like me. Why? I feel very weird because -x² is in the middle. This is not the general form. We must have ax² plus bx plus c. Is this a? Let me put it here. Ax² minus bx plus c. No, it is not. Because it is not, because the first term is not ax². That's -4x. Oh, that means we need to start over again because we cannot identify the correct ABC. Let's move the -x² to the front. That's the leading term. -x² minus 4x plus 5. I appreciate myself that I identified the mistake. Now, if I cannot find the mistake, I will start over again to do my video. Okay, save some time from of myself. Okay, now let's identify the ABC. A is -1, B is -4, C is +5. And use the formula, find the vertex. X equals -b/2a. Negative, b is -4. 2a is 2 times -1. Let's see, negative make a positive, but the bottom is also have a negative. So we must have negative solution. We have 3 negative signs. 4/2, that's 2. We have x equals -2, and what is the y's value? F of -2. Plug it in the function, -4 times -2. Minus, so if I'm using this one, I'm not using the second one. Okay, plug in all the x value. So minus -2 squared plus 5 equals negative times negative +8. Minus -2 squared is +4 minus 4 plus 5. So we have 9. Then the vertex is -2 +9. Let's decide is open upward or downwards. Decide. That's all depends on the A. A is negative, so the graph is open downwards. So the vertex here, for example, that's the highest point. That's the maximum. AOS x equals -2. X-intercept, let's find the x-intercept. X-intercept. The function equal to 0, so negative. So if I'm using this one, let's box this one, because this is ax squared plus bx plus c. Negative x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0. Solve for the x. We want to make a positive leading term. That means I can divide it by -1, both sides. So we have x squared plus 4x, because -4x divided by -1, and we have positive 4x. Then -5 equals 0. 0 divided by -1 is 0. Then factor this quadratic equation and then solve for the x. We can still use AM method because the leading coefficient is 1. A is 4, M is -5. Find the multiplication of 2 factors. -5, find 2 factors. Addition can make a +4. Can you find 1? Yes, I think we can, because we can find 1 and 5. 1 and 5, one of them must be negative, so the multiplication -5, and addition make a +4, so we must have -1. Then the factored form is x minus 1, x plus 5 equals 0, and then 2 equation, x minus 1 is 0, or x plus 5 equals 0. Excuse me. So from the first equation, +1 here, x equals +1, minus 5 here, x equals -5. So the x-intercept is 1, 0, 5, 0. You can also list them in the set. It's 1, 5. Y-intercept, put y-intercept here. Y-intercept means we are computing f of 0. So put 0 in it. So let's use the boxed expression of the function. Negative 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 5. So first two terms, they are 0. Y's value is 5. The y-intercept is 0, 5. You can also say 5. Range, this one is open downwards. That means the highest point is the vertex. Range is from -infinity to the highest point. The value is 9. Let's plot all the information on the graph. First, find the vertex is -2, 9, -2, positive 9 is here. Maximum, yes. Oh, okay, AOS, x equals -2. This is AOS, axis of symmetry. Y intercepts, x-intercepts, positive 1, 0 is here, positive 1, 0, 5, 0. Do I have mistake somewhere? Oh, here is -5. You see, -5. Do not copy down the wrong information. -5. Okay, why I found my mistake? Because I see there the AOS, that's the axis of symmetry. I must have my x-intercept both sides of the AOS. So if I have one here, another one on the x-axis must be another side of AOS. I cannot have 5. So that's impossible to draw the problem like that. Okay, do we have enough information? Oh, another information is y-intercept is 0, 5. So 0, 5 is the point here. Now we have enough information. Let's connect all of them. All right, we solved a lot of we graphed a lot of quadratic functions. I hope you have learned something. And if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, that's the end of today. See you next video. Bye.